Yo, what's up everybody? It's Luke, and today, as you can see by the title, we'll be going over some juicy Kevin Love trade offers. Now, Kevin Love's name has been in the media lately. He's been disappointed with the team lately. He got really pissed at Colin Sexton on that one play. He took the ball and just threw it as hard as he can to Cedi Osman. I don't know, I get why you're frustrated, but why would you pass it to Cedi Osman? Like, why would you pass it to Cedi Osman? Like anybody else, bro. All jokes aside, we'll be going in depth on 3 possible realistic trade offers for Kevin Love. So let's hop right into this video. Make sure you hit that fat red subscribe button down there and press the notification bell to stay updated on all my newest videos. If you're new here, we do anything that has to do with the NBA. NBA analysis, comedy, both those things combined, everything. So let's finally get into this video. Now, the first trade I have is Kevin Love going to the Portland Trailblazers. Now, this has been a rumor that's been going on. Not the exact package that I've said, but the rumor of Kevin Love going to the Trailblazers has been around for some time now. But this is the trade that I created. It's very simple. Kent Bazemore, Jusuf Nurkic for Kevin Love, straight up. Now, here's the perk, here's the thing to this trade. Jusuf Nurkic is injured. If you didn't see last year, he went down with that crazy injury. Prayers still up to him. I hope he's still having a speedy recovery, which I heard he is. And then Kent Bazemore is just a salary cap filler. I really feel bad for Kent Bazemore. He's been traded like 13 times in the past like 3 years. It felt like he was on the Lakers like yesterday, but now he's been on like 5 different teams besides that. And he's getting traded right here. But look, this is why it makes sense for the Portland Trailblazers. They have a young emerging center in Hassan Whiteside, who's been playing amazing for them. The dude is averaging 16 points per game and 14 rebounds. Literally 15.9 points per game and 13.9 rebounds. Rounding up couldn't get any easier. But they also have Jusuf Nurkic, who had a career year last year, who's also a young emerging, and I guess he's not that young anymore. NBA-wise, he's not that young anymore. But he's also an emerging center who's just going into his prime. Now, number 1, he's injured. Number 2, they don't really need him anymore if they can get someone like Kevin Love for him. If I was the Portland Trailblazers GM, I would do that in a second. So this totally makes sense. Kevin Love can go in there at that 4 spot, and a Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, Kevin Love, Hassan Whiteside team. That would be really fun, and that team could probably go far in the playoffs. And that just adds a stretch 4, a much-needed stretch 4, who could shoot the ball for him. That pick and pop with Damian Lillard would just be fire. Now for the Cavs, like I said, they're getting Jusuf Nurkic, who would probably go in next year. He's going to be one of, if not their best player in Cleveland. He's more of an upside than Kevin Love right now. And it's not that much of a downgrade. And this year they're tanking by making this trade because they're getting rid of their best player and getting a player who's injured. So they're really just getting rid of their best player for Kent Bazemore this year, pretty much. And they get off a lot of money on this trade. Kent Bazemore's on a 1-year deal. His $19 million deal. It's let up after this year. I'm just starting to think, who would pay Kent Bazemore $19 million? Like, who would do that? But they get off that $19 million contract. Kevin Love's being paid $28 million. Nurkic is being paid $13 million. They get a $15 million salary dump. That's a win for the Cavs, if you ask me. So this trade makes sense for both teams. Leave your thoughts in the comments on this one below. Now, the next trade is a major splash. A really major splash. And this trade is Kevin Love to the Dallas Mavericks. This trade isn't as simple, but it's still a really good trade for both teams. So let's go over the items in this trade. We have the Cavs receiving Courtney Lee, Dorian Finney-Smith, Boban, Justin Jackson, and a 2nd-round pick in this year's draft for Kevin Love. Now we can start with why this makes sense for the Cavs. Now, the Cavs are going into rebuilding mode. I don't know why they took Darius Garland in this draft. It's just really freaking stupid to me. Sorry, I just thought of like Cavs and rebuild, and I just thought Darius Garland. But Darius Garland on that team just makes me pissed. I'm sorry. Like, you already have one point guard who can't pass. Why would you draft another point guard that can't pass? But look, number 1, this Cavs team gets off a lot of money. The biggest contract in this trade that the Cavs are getting is Courtney Lee, who's on a 1-year deal, and his contract is up after this year. Finney-Smith is being paid $4 mil. Boban's being paid $3 mil. Justin's being paid $3 mil. Those are really friendly salaries, especially for a rebuilding team. Especially with Kevin Love's big old fat contract. $28 million getting off that really helps them. It gives them some salary cap space to work with in this free agency. They're also getting some young emerging players like Justin Jackson, I mean, they're getting Boban. That's always a dub. Yeah, this trade is basically just to get away from the Kevin Love situation, get off a lot of money. Now, for the Mavericks are contending this year. The Mavs have a nice 22-13 record, 6th in the West. Things are looking good for them. Let's just say they need another power forward or center, because Porzingis plays both. Now we can solidify Porzingis as a real center. The dude is 7'3". He shouldn't be playing power forward. Let's just be real. Imagine like Wilt Chamberlain at power forward back in the day. He'd be averaging like 87 points per game. But this just gives the Mavericks another weapon to contend, and we all know what Kevin Love's capable of. Now the last but maybe least trade in this video is Kevin Love and their 2nd round pick this year going to the Denver Nuggets for Mason Plumlee, Will Barton, and Monte Morris. Now the Cavs are definitely getting some quality players like Monte Morris and Will Barton. They're also getting some salary dumps like Mason Plumlee, whose contract is up after this year. It literally says he has a 0-year deal. I don't really know what that means, but I know his contract is up after this year. So they're getting off $14 million just like that. Will Barton is a manageable contract, $12 million. For his level of play, that's a manageable contract, and, you know, maybe Will Barton is a piece for the future for that Cavs team. He's like Lou Williams, but, like, not as good, you know. Monte Morris, a young ascending point guard, which the Cavs don't need, but, you know, still somebody who can come off the bench and still somebody who can provide good minutes for you. He's kind of like a Jalen Brunson. So, like all the other trades, the Cavs get off a lot of money, and the Cavs get some young ascending players. Kevin Love to the Nuggets has also been a rumor that's been going around for some years now. And the Nuggets definitely need another shooter in that starting lineup, and they definitely need a good power forward. Right now, they're starting Will Barton at power forward. When I think of Will Barton, I think of a shooting guard, maybe a small forward, but power forward, no. Will Barton is not a power forward. They're sending Will Barton out. They're getting a real, true power forward. And Kevin Love, who in my opinion compare very well with Nikola Jokic. Correction, Mason Plumlee was actually their starting power forward.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
So my point is still proven. I just don't sound like a stupid idiot. Trust me, I watch the NBA, I just don't pay attention to the Nuggets starting lineup, okay? But Nikola Jokic and Kevin Love will pair together very well, and that team will be very fun to watch, and every player in that starting lineup will be above average. Now anyways guys, that'll do it for this one. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you do what I said in the beginning of the video and hit that subscribe button. Around 40% of the people watching this video right now are probably new here, so I would really love it if you just press that subscribe button, turn on those notifications so you don't miss a video of mine, and then make sure you do all that good stuff in the description down below. Like, comment, subscribe, go follow me on IG, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.